Guerrilla Trek in Nepal. The Guerrilla Trek is a relatively new and off-the-beaten-path trekking route in Nepal that takes you through the remote and rugged mountainous terrain of mid-western Nepal. It is called the Guerrilla Trek because it follows the trail used by the Maoist rebels during the decade-long conflict in Nepal that ended in 2006 pact. The Guerrilla Trek was first opened to trekkers in 2012 to promote sustainable tourism in the region and provide economic opportunities for local communities. The trek is still relatively new, and many parts of the trail are undeveloped and unmarked. The Maoist rebellion in Nepal was a 10-year armed conflict that started in 1996 and ended in 2006. The rebellion was led by the Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist, a political group that sought to establish a communist republic in Nepal. The rebellion was sparked by widespread inequality and poverty in Nepal, particularly in rural areas. The Maoists believed that the country's political and economic system was controlled by a small elite and that the only way to bring about change was through armed struggle. The Maoists initially started the rebellion with small-scale attacks on police stations, government buildings, and wealthy individuals. However, as the conflict escalated, they began to target the Nepali army and police, as well as civilians who they believed were collaborating with the government. The Nepali government responded to the rebellion with force, deploying the army and police to suppress the Maoists. The conflict quickly became brutal and resulted in the deaths of thousands of people on both sides. In 2001, King Gyanendra of Nepal declared a state of emergency and assumed direct control of the government. This move was widely criticized by the international community and led to a further escalation of the conflict. In 2006, after years of fighting and several failed peace agreements, the Maoists and the Nepali government finally signed a comprehensive peace agreement. Under the agreement, the Maoists agreed to disarm and participate in the political process, while the government agreed to reform the country's political and economic system. The trek starts in Beni, a small town in the Magdi district of western Nepal, and takes you through the Dorpatan Hunting Reserve, a pristine wilderness area that is home to some of the most diverse flora and fauna in Nepal. The trek passes through several remote villages and offers stunning views of the snow-capped peaks of the Dhaulagiri range, including the 8,167 meters Dhaulagiri, the seventh highest mountain in the world. The trek is challenging and requires a good level of fitness and experience in high-altitude trekking, as the trail reaches altitudes of up to 4,000 meters. However, it is also highly rewarding, as you get to experience the culture and way of life of the people living in this remote region of Nepal. The Guerrilla Trek is a relatively new trekking route and is still being developed, so you will need to be prepared for some rough and basic conditions. It's also a good idea to trek with a local guide who can provide insights into the history and culture of the region, as well as ensure your safety and security. Furthermore, accommodation on the Guerrilla Trek is basic and rustic, with most nights spent in tea houses or homestays in local villages. These accommodations usually offer a bed in a shared room, basic toilet facilities, and communal dining areas. You may need to bring your sleeping bag as well. As for food, you will mainly be eating traditional Nepali food, which includes dal bhat, rice, lentil soup, and vegetables, as well as momos, steamed dumplings, and other local specialties. While trekking, it's essential to stay hydrated, and you can refill your water bottles at streams and springs along the way. You may also bring water purification tablets or a filtering system for safe drinking water. Likewise, the Guerrilla Trek is a challenging trek that requires a good level of fitness and experience in high-altitude trekking. The trail reaches altitudes of up to 4,000 meters, and you will be trekking for several hours each day on steep and uneven terrain. It is essential to prepare yourself physically and mentally before embarking on this trek. The Guerrilla Trek covers a distance of around 200 kilometers and takes around 15 to 20 days to complete, depending on your pace and itinerary. The route takes you through deep river valleys, terraced fields, lush forests, and high-altitude plateaus. You will also cross several mountain passes, including the Guerrilla Pass, 3,550 meters, and the Guerrilla Pass, 4,300 meters. Likewise, to go for the Guerrilla Trek, you will need a special permit from the Nepali government, which you can obtain through a registered trekking agency. You will also need to pay the Dorpatan Hunting Reserve entry fee, as well as the Annapurna Conservation Area Project, ACAP, fee. It is essential to follow the rules and regulations of the trekking agency and local authorities to ensure your safety and respect local culture and traditions. In short, the Guerrilla Trek is a unique and rewarding trek that offers a glimpse into the remote and rugged terrain of Midwestern Nepal. It is a good option for those looking for an off-the-beaten-path trekking experience and are prepared for the challenges that come with it. The Guerrilla Trek helps you to figure out the footprint of Maoist guerrilla war in Nepal. Thank you for watching.